The legacy and importance of Polaris as we speak. The night sky is slowly but surely transforming in ways that may dramatically change its appearance in the decades ahead, or perhaps even sooner than expected. Renowned astronomers and passionate stargazers across the globe, including figures such as Neil deGrasse Tyson, have begun to raise serious concerns. Their collective message is clear: Polaris, the star we know as the North Star, could be approaching a dramatic turning point in its long and remarkable life. For countless centuries, Polaris has been humanity's faithful guide. It sits almost perfectly above Earth's north axis, giving the impression of being fixed in place while the rest of the heavens rotate around it. Sailors, travelers, astronomers, and dreamers alike have depended on this unwavering beacon for direction, orientation, and certainty. But now, this familiar point of light may alter or even vanish, forcing humanity to rethink its relationship with the stars and the skies above. A groundbreaking study, published by the Royal Astronomical Society in September 2023, brought forward troubling new evidence. The findings suggest that Polaris could be entering its final evolutionary stages. If this is true, its future may end in one of the most powerful events the cosmos has to offer: a supernova. An explosion so violent it could erase the North Star from our sky forever. Who is Neil deGrasse Tyson? Before exploring these implications further, it is worth pausing to consider Neil deGrasse Tyson himself. He is among the world's most respected astrophysicists, widely known for explaining the mysteries of the universe in a way the public can understand. For someone of his influence and expertise to warn about Polaris is no small matter. It underlines just how significant this situation could become. Polaris. The star above all stars, often called the North Star, Polaris holds a unique and irreplaceable place in the cosmic order. It lies almost directly along Earth's rotational axis, which makes it appear immovable in the night sky. This stability has given it extraordinary symbolic and practical value, making it both a compass and a cultural icon. Yet Polaris is not a single star. It is in fact a triple star system: Polaris A, a massive yellow-white supergiant star; Polaris A-flat, or E-flat, a smaller, close companion star tightly orbiting the giant; Polaris B, a more distant partner revolving around the central pair. These three stars are bound by gravity, and their interactions affect brightness, rhythm, and long-term stability. Polaris lies roughly 323 light-years away from Earth, which means that the light we currently see left the star over 3 centuries ago. If Polaris exploded tomorrow, humanity would not witness it until the year 2348. Why Polaris matters to humanity beyond science and astronomy. Polaris has held an almost sacred importance to humanity. Ancient mariners once relied on it to cross vast oceans. Civilizations looked upon it as a symbol of permanence in a constantly changing world. Generations of poets, mystics, and wanderers saw it as a guiding force, a celestial anchor amidst the moving heavens. Yet in recent years, Polaris has begun to show signs of instability. Its pulsation cycle, once steady and predictable, has grown uneven and erratic. Astronomers have recorded fluctuations in brightness, as the star dims and brightens unpredictably. The pulsation rhythm has stretched by roughly 4.5 seconds, a small measurement, yet one with profound implications. Some researchers believe these irregularities are due to gravitational forces from Polaris's stellar companions. Others argue that the evidence points to something more final: the beginning of the end for the North Star. The parallels with Betelgeuse, another famous star nearing its own demise, are difficult to ignore. Like Polaris, Betelgeuse has shown sudden and mysterious dips in brightness. NASA has been monitoring Betelgeuse closely, fearing it may soon explode in a supernova. Now, many scientists are beginning to the future of Polaris and the lessons it holds. If Polaris were to erupt in a supernova, the cosmic spectacle would be one of the most extraordinary sights ever witnessed by humanity. The star could suddenly blaze with an intensity so bright that it rivals, or even outshines, the moon itself. For days, weeks, and perhaps even several months, its brilliance would dominate the night sky, shining in colors that shift from dazzling white to deep red and blue, before slowly dimming into memory. Such an explosion would radically transform our view of the heavens. Constellations like Ursa Minor, which depend on Polaris for orientation, would appear broken and incomplete. For astronomers, skywatchers, and travelers alike, the absence of the North Star would be deeply unsettling. Generations have relied upon it as a fixed guide, a point of certainty in a sea of motion. Its sudden disappearance would feel almost like losing a familiar companion, one that has watched over humanity for thousands of years. Yet despite the grandeur of the event, Earth would remain safe. At a distance of 323 light-years, even a supernova of this magnitude cannot harm our planet. The explosion would send shockwaves of light and energy into space, but by the time they reach us, they would pose no danger. What it would leave behind, however, is something far more lasting: awe, wonder, and a new understanding of the impermanence of the cosmos. The emotional and cultural impact, the cultural loss of Polaris would be immense. For sailors of the past, it was a compass in the darkness. For civilizations, it was a symbol of guidance, permanence, and trust. Its light was written into legends, poetry, and stories across time. Imagine the night sky without the North Star. Future generations may look upward and find no fixed beacon at the pole, only shifting constellations. This absence would mark the end of an era. A silent but powerful reminder that even the brightest and most reliable lights eventually fade. But this loss is not without meaning. For in its absence, humanity would be inspired to look deeper into the cosmos, to seek new guides among the stars, and to realize that constancy is never found in the heavens, but within our pursuit of knowledge and discovery. The scientific opportunity, while its disappearance would carry emotional weight, for scientists it would also mark a historic opportunity. To witness a nearby supernova in real time would be a dream come true for astronomers. Polaris's eruption would offer a rare chance to study the death of a massive star with unparalleled detail. High-powered telescopes could capture every shift in color, brightness, and radiation. Data would reveal how the star collapses inward, how its layers ignite, and how heavy elements are cast into the galaxy. These observations could provide answers to questions about stellar evolution that have remained unsolved for decades. From Polaris's ashes, scientists might learn more about the origins of planets, the formation of black holes or neutron stars, and the processes that create the very elements we depend on for life. Iron in our blood, carbon in our bodies, and oxygen in our lungs all trace their roots to long-dead stars. In this way, Polaris's end would not be a tragedy, but a gift, a reminder that the universe continually recycles itself, giving rise to new beginnings. The larger cosmic lesson, the story of Polaris, highlights the natural rhythm of the universe. Stars are born in nebulae, they live luminous lives for millions or billions of years, and eventually they die. Smaller stars, like our Sun, live long and quiet lives before fading into white dwarfs. But giants like Polaris burn through their fuel quickly, living fast, shining fiercely, and ending in explosive glory. This is the cycle of the cosmos: creation, transformation, and renewal. Each death enriches the galaxy with the building blocks for new stars, new worlds, and perhaps even new life. In the grand scheme, the fall of Polaris is not an end but a continuation of this eternal cycle. Conclusion: the star that taught us impermanence, the disappearance of Polaris, whenever it comes, will challenge humanity's sense of stability in the night sky. It will remind us that the universe is not fixed but ever-changing, unpredictable, and alive. Yet its legacy will not vanish. Even after the light of Polaris fades, its story will continue to inspire generations of scientists, explorers, and dreamers. Its end will mark not just the conclusion of a star's life, but the beginning of new questions, new discoveries, and new journeys into the unknown. As we gaze upward, we must remember, no star, however bright, lasts forever. But through their births and deaths, they leave behind wisdom, wonder, and possibility. Polaris's final act, whether tomorrow, centuries from now, or long after humanity itself is gone, will be one of the most spectacular performances in the theater of the cosmos. And when that moment comes,